there's a blue dot family.
How y'all doing? Baby, it's Thursday. We're almost to the weekend, baby. I told you this stuff just flows by like it happens every week. We should be used to this shit by now. I'm glad y'all are popping in. It's our usual Thursday night family meeting. If it's anything like the last one, we're really looking forward to a good meeting. Anyway, I want to thank Janda Shedler for jumping in first, and I'm assuming Luke and Lindsay are there with her. Hey, kids. How y'all doing? Old Bat Two Cats is with us. Charlotte Peck jumped in. Our own Joy Peters is here. Deborah McElderberry. Tamara Harrington, thank you so much, darling, for showing up. Linda Lane, Dorothy Tyndall, Buddy Davis, my buddy, Buddy Davis. And our own Randy Kervin, who uses his voice daily to keep spreading the word. I want to thank all y'all for coming in and joining the family, having our conversations and all that. Boy, howdy shit. What another fine day it is, I'm telling you. If it gets any better than this, I don't know what I'll do. Anyway, woke up this morning, and of course, because I looked last night, the Dow dropped like a rock again today. But I kind of had that thought in my head last night as I paused yesterday to listen to the glorious leader when he got on TV last night to address the nation about the coronavirus, and boy, howdy shit. You reckon he was just a little doped up? Just a little, maybe, and he's just sitting there reading the teleprompter there. Yep, President snort a lot, back at it again. You know damn good and well, A, he's messed up on drugs, some kind of sedative it looked like, and B, he didn't write a word of that speech. Evidently, Steve Miller was the drafter of that. Hurry up, write something so the president can get out there and talk in front of the people and they'll be all calm. Are you shitting me? Half of what he said in last night's speech, evidently they're having to backtrack this morning. And he didn't consult anybody about stopping any airline business coming in from Europe or anywhere else. He didn't tell anybody about how he's going to stop trade goods from coming into the port. We're going to stop everything. Yeah. Well, about an hour after he got off the TV, I went over to check the Dow futures, and it was already down 800 at that point last night. So, yeah, when I woke up this morning and I was poking around, you knew it was going to drop like a rock. Sure enough, shit, they rang the bell. Boom, down 2,000 points. I think it triggered the circuit breakers again. They had to give it a pause and continue trading, and I think it ended up at 2,300 and some odd down. Tomorrow's not going to be any better. There might be some bottom feeding going on, but it's not going to get any better because this country does not have any confidence at all in the buffoon in chief, the bumbling dumbweed that we have up in the White House, who will just come out and pull anything out of his ass to try to make it sound good. He doesn't give a shit about your health. That's the last thing on his mind. His mind is on the numbers, baby. How am I looking? What's the stock market doing? Are my numbers doing any better? Listen to me. I know it. I'm a great and wise genius. And all the time, the only thing he is doing is instilling in this country is the fact and confirming again, that we have an idiot in the White House, and he doesn't know what he's doing, and it's costing this country. Remember, we was talking about South Korea and the United States having the same day of the first case in their country, in the same day the test came out. They have now, excuse me just a minute. Excuse me. They have tested over 250,000 people in South Korea. We've tested 11,000. Some of the headlines say it all. U.S. failing in coronavirus response. Top official says, at least Nero could spell. That was the one that caught my eye. At least Nero could spell. He's fiddling while Rome burned, but at least he could spell hamburger, I'm sure. Anyway, Mr. President, please shut up about coronavirus. Those are the headlines, people. Do you think that there's any confidence at all? Maybe in the little minions down there that worship his ass? That no matter what he says, they believe. Maybe those people, and those are the ones out there saying this is all a hoax by the Democrats and the media, don't worry about it. Just go about your business. That's the message Donnie put out there, and that's the way his little minions are going to carry it. So thanks a lot, Mr. President, for sending a bunch of your deplorables out with dirty-ass hands back out into the community thinking everything's hunky-dory. It'll work out fine. Anyway, it's a continuing disaster for our country the longer this man stays in office. That is the continuing thought that you have to keep in your head through all of what we're going to go through in the next months, all the way up to November and beyond. And beyond. Because there's going to be a lot to fix. Assuming, and I am, that we're going to win the election. And we will do that if we all vote. If we all stand behind our party and vote, we will win, regardless of who our nominee is. We can make that happen, and we have to make it happen. You know, the big debate going on about Bernie and Biden. Let me tell you something about what progressives have always brought to the table, baby. They pushed the envelope. You know, people are saying, oh, Bernie's going to get run over and taken over by Biden. Maybe so. But without Bernie's voice and without the voice of others, then the agenda does not progress. They're happy with the status quo. We'll keep it down here where it's nice and quiet. No, there are voices within the party that are pushing this party to have a more progressive platform. And no better example of it right now than this coronavirus outbreak that we have to come on TV and assure people that if you need to be tested or need to be treated for coronavirus, there will be no cost. That's what the man's come out and said. Sounds like universal health care to me. Go figure. No shit. Because in the need of the country, in the need of the society itself, if we don't take care of the least of us, what chance does the best of us have? Not much. It will eat its way in. It will get to you one way or another. We all suffer at different levels. This country's fixing to go on a lockdown, on a I don't know what you call it, pandemic, baby. Everybody's going to be scared. And that's going to make life hard for a lot of people, a lot of them. Because a lot of us, paycheck to paycheck, baby, every month. That's all you get. If that gets interrupted or things get rougher, I think it's gonna hurt you more than anything else. You can't go to the grocery store and stock up for a month's worth of groceries or a month's worth of toilet paper. It's not in your budget, baby. You got it until next week. Let's deal with it again next week. That's what this is. So, yeah, we can expect things to get worse. Thank goodness they're saying that most of the people in good health will fare well. That's good news. For those of us that aren't in such good health, boy, howdy shit, wash your hands a lot. Try to take care of yourself. Do what the...
don't touch your face.
Clean
your phone.
Yeah.
Clean your
phone.
Please.
And don't go through the drive-through ATM, push all them buttons, and then get right back out in traffic and stick that finger up the nose. Don't do that. You just took whatever's on that thing and just, you drive through traffic and look around and see how many people got their finger in their nose. I swear it's disgusting sometimes.
Before we continue on, because I know we're about to get to the panel here in just a second, we should do Two for Blue early today because we have a few things we're going to do throughout the show, and we want to make sure that we don't forget. So
before we do Two for Blue.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I want to catch this up because 20 hours ago, I guess at the end of the Tuesday Family Dot meeting, Zamboni Man 50 donated $10 through Super Chat. So Zamboni Man 50, we appreciate that tremendously. Thank you. That's going to go help the groceries next month. That's what that does, baby. So, yeah, it helps us stay afloat. So we appreciate it very much. Yes, our panel. Where'd our panel go? Oh, no, we're going to do Two for Blue.
Two for Blue first.
Two for Blue
first.
And
then we'll
we
get to
are
our panel.
doing Maine, baby, where Sarah Gideon is running against Susan Collins up in Maine. And we are pushing this Two for Blue. It's $2. My wife, my political advisor, came up with the name. I thought it was rather good. Two for Blue, baby. Send $2 to a senatorial candidate in a state, especially we're picking some that are close to call. I mean, we could legitimately take these states and turn the Senate blue, turn that state blue. So that's the idea here. We can all kind of chip in at once and send a few dollars that way.
Yes, and you can do that for Sarah Gideon at her website, sarahgideon.com. And we also do believe in sending your thoughts and your opinions on matters abroad. So if you want to send Sarah a letter, you can do so at P.O. Box 812, South Freeport, Maine 04078. And if you want to catch up with what she's doing, where she's going to be at, and, find out more about her, you can follow her on Twitter at Sarah Gideon. And again, it's very important we all take part in this because a blue Senate in other states,
we're behind them.
We're behind them. Even all the way the hell in Texas, California, doesn't matter, wherever you are. Hell, even the world,
if
really.
You want to put a little note in there from the Blue Dot family, you can do that, baby. Let them know that we are concerned citizens out here in this country. And we know what affects one state will affect the whole country because those senators are the ones that vote, baby. They are the ones that vote on everything. So we need to take the Senate. It's not just the White House. We know we need to get rid of dastardly Donnie the Dickwad and get him out of our house. But we also have to take the Senate, baby. And so our two for blue again, Sarah Gideon up in Maine. Let's help out Sarah, Karen Cormier and God dog it.
You okay there?
Yeah. I hate doing that.
Yeah, especially on the air, huh?
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Anyway, we got to help Maine turn blue, and next week we'll be introducing a new 2 for Blue candidate. However, it doesn't matter if we're showing them off or not. Just whoever you want to support in a red state or blue state, don't matter, but these red states are very important, so let's get out there and do what we can.
Do what we can. It'll come to me in a minute. It always does. Anyway, yes, that's the big drive. Get out there and do what we can. We advise people to call their congressmen, write letters, and all that. And we've been doing that for years. We need to make more of an impact, and I think this is a way we could do it. A couple bucks here. If you can afford more, please do so. Words of encouragement go a long way. We're behind you out here, Sarah, and all that stuff. We're going to be picking a new state every week, and we're going to keep our 2 for Blue going. And we appreciate every one of you that are participating in this because I'm getting messages that people are telling me they are participating in this. So thank you very much for that. It just makes us feel good, and it should make you feel good too. Anyway, I want to hurry up and bring in our own Eva. Jeez, I'm having a rough day. Eva Adams, I know.
Okay, there we go.
Jeez, I hate that. Anyway, Eva, how are you doing? How are you doing, dear?
Oh, I'm a little rough today.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, we found out people close to me that they have to go into self-quarantine because of exposure.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because the incubation period is 2 weeks.
Right.
And
I'm sorry to hear that.
Get carriers that don't know anything, and that's why you have to do the self-quarantine. And even here in Berlin, where the health system is working, they're not testing people who are asymptomatic.
Right. They're not testing people that are asymptomatic?
Asymptomatic. Even though they know they've been exposed.
I was going to ask you how do you feel about how Germany is handling this?
Basically good, but that aspect of it is something that bothers me everywhere.
Yeah. Well, and it should, all of us.
I understand they just don't have enough tests.
Right.
They just haven't been produced fast enough.
Well, what about this machine I hear about that they're using over in Europe? In other places, it gives a result in 1 hour time. They take the swab, put it in the machine, and boom, hour later you got the results.
That I'm not sure about. Yeah. I mean, we got a pretty famous institution here called the Robert Koch Institute.
Right.
And they're usually pretty good with getting things moving fast. But, I mean, we even have a doctor in the family who's just basically saying that the capacity is just not
It's not there.
as great as it should be for what we could possibly be dealing with. There've been reported up to now 116 cases in Berlin,
Mm.
which is probably much less than it really is.
Well, I hope so. I hope so.
And
Are you washing your hands?
no, no, I didn't mean less. I meant probably much, unfortunately, more. Well, see, I chronically have to go to the bathroom often, and so I wash my hands all the time anyway.
Well, good for you. Good for you. We're all glad to know that.
I mean, I do that as an OCD thing as is. So whenever I can get to a nice sink or something, I wash my hands. So this has just been coming naturally to me.
Well,
You know.
Yeah,
So
there's a certain point, at a certain age, you just it just comes automatically, right?
Yeah.
for sure.
Anyway, well, I'm glad
TMI.
you're here, Eva, and I'm glad you can give us an update for how's it going in Germany. For
Yeah,
another, go-
it's okay, but it's not good either.
yeah, it could be better.
I mean, I went out and bought a quarantine groceries myself,
Yeah.
Did you
and I
buy?
have to make the decision of whether or not I can work next week.
Did you buy toilet paper?
Yeah. I- I'm so glad my shops, are still stocked.
I just hope they keep stocking them, because if not, I'll be in a bind, because I
Well,
can't
to be
stock
fair,
up
I've been
on shit.
speaking on bidets for a long time, and this is where one of them would come real in handy by now.
Yeah.
But in
Okay.
all seriousness, Eva, I hope you and yours stay healthy, and those who are in quarantine can get out soon, and if they do have the virus, kick its ass and all that other good stuff. So
Right. I mean, yeah, the scariest part is when you're a carrier, you just don't know it.
yeah,
And that's the worst aspect of this whole thing because of how fast it spreads.
yeah,
I was asked.
So I'm hoping they will get better with the testing. They are starting in Germany these drive-through tests,
Yes, I saw
which
one
I
today.
think is
yeah. I think I saw something
In
on
Denver,
Colorado.
I
Yeah,
think. In Colorado
Denver,
somewhere, there was
yeah.
a drive-through testing.
And they're not charging, so
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, good,
Hey,
good deal.
Universal health care.
yeah, that's the way it
go
should be
figure.
everywhere. But I don't have fever or anything, so
Good.
Well, that's good. Stay that way.
But I'm just gonna keep hopeful.
There you
And
go.
the other thing I wanted to say is you were talking about two for blue.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you.
But you also said if anybody can send more, then that's also good.
That's very good.
Or donate more. And the one of my favorite donations I've seen a lot of people were doing was 2020.
Oh, that's good.
Oh man.
$20.20. 2020.
Exactly.
There's a good idea. If you can afford it out of your budget, there $20.20 would be a great donation, and send a message to Blue for 2020, baby. That's outstanding. Well, Eva, I'm glad you're here and giving us that international perspective. And to turn to another international perspective, Aussie Dave, how's things down under, buddy?
Fantastic, mate. Fantastic.
How-
We are doing what you're doing. We're a bit late in the uptake on the corona thing because our guys in our top office is a bit slow on the uptake himself.
Right.
So we're a little bit probably behind the Europeans, but we're catching up in our response to it. But we're no better than you are, and you're no worse than we are. So we're both in the same boat.
Well, for that I say I'm
But-
sorry.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping.
Yeah, but
I'm hoping
saying
it'll
that,
get better for both of us.
Certainly. Your guy there has done a lousy job. I just had a look at his. I was on Discord last night. We're chatting away, and they're saying, "Have you seen this speech he made
Yeah.
about this coronavirus?" So they said, "Look, go and have a look at it, and come back to Discord." So I went and had a look at it, and I came back to Discord, and the first thing I said was, "Your president is a stoner."
Yeah, he's. You can tell. You can tell he's on some
Yep.
kind of drug. And
He's definitely high.
Oh yeah. Doesn't that just strike confidence? Ozzy, today I saw Bernie come out and make a statement, and I saw Biden come out and make a statement. And I want you to know, baby, both of those statements hands above what that babbling idiot put out last night. Hands
Absolutely.
above. Would inspire
seen
more
Boy Scouts
confidence
put
in
'em.
either one of those than this idiot.
He talks like a to me, he talks like as if you walked out into the street and just grabbed a random person off the street and said, "Look, I need you to make a speech about something." The person hasn't turned up, and just jump up there in front of all these people and make a speech. Just read the writing, and that's what he is to me. He doesn't know anything about what he's reading. He has no comprehension about why he's there,
Right.
but he's there as a figurehead and just to put words out that are scripted for him. And
Dave,
if he speaks outside the script,
Dave.
he stuffs up.
Dave, you just don't like my winning. My winning is everything. You're a loser, and I'm invincible. People voted for.
Yeah.
That's it.
Very
That's
good.
it.
Don't
Very
forget to snort.
That's
Yeah,
it.
takes a little
You
out
got to
of.
take a big snort.
Velda,
Hello, Velda. How are
don't
you,
tell
darling?
me what to do. I do what I want. I'm president. I got the popular vote. Everybody knows that.
Everybody.
I
knows.
really
What I
hate.
have to
Here's
say
the
with
thing.
that-
I fucking hate doing it because it just pisses me off because I'm not over exaggerating either. It's
Scary.
It
It's
is.
scary.
It really is.
On that note, I'll cop Bernadette saying, "Fuck Trump."
Fuck Trump. Did you say fuck Trump on this show? There you
Yes,
go.
I
Ladies
did.
and gentlemen, I'm
Fuck
sorry to
Trump.
apologize for having somebody say fuck Trump on the show here, and where precious ears might be around that might hear somebody say fuck Trump. And
I didn't see it.
You're just jealous of my winning.
yeah, we're jealous of your winning. Velda, how are you, baby?
I'm doing fine. Just right before the show come on, I got a notice
Oh,
that according to the map where the viruses are that Bernadette gave me,
right.
there's only one case of coronavirus in the state of Arkansas. But today, our governor is shutting down K through 12th grade school districts
Right.
in certain counties. That tells me there's more than just one case of virus in this fucking state.
It tells you that
Yeah.
they are more concerned than the president and on community spread.
Yeah, they take
know.
it more seriously.
If you have one, you're going to have more.
But I'm also kind of concerned that they're also kind of like trying, even if it's not to cause a panic, them lying and not telling the truth of what the hell is going on and how many people are infected is also a danger. So
Yes.
Another in his speech, he was talking also about if you get sick, you got this and that, and then he says payroll taxes. You won't have to pay any payroll taxes. Well, those payroll taxes is like anywhere from $7 to $20 on a paycheck.
Yeah,
That just goes
that's what I
straight
think.
into Social Security and Medicare.
Have
That
you ever
has
heard
nothing,
the word?
and it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help a damn thing.
Can you spell scam?
Yeah.
Can you spell scam?
And I'll
I
tell
can
you who
spell
he's worried
scam.
about right now. He's more worried about the airline companies, the cruise companies, vendors, and venues that.
The rich people.
Yeah, it's those that are making the money that are going to lose money. Those are the persons that he's concerned about. And but Velda, thank you for showing up. Let's get everybody in here. Bernadette, baby, how are you?
I'm fine.
I'm glad to hear that.
I've been disinfecting my house all day, but I'm fine.
Good, good. We've been
I
doing a little bit
had
of the
to go to
same.
school and pick up the kids from the little.
in the house.
Oh, dude, this morning before the sun came up, I had the steamer out and the bleach.
There you
okay?
go.
there you go.
There you go.
Don't
Yeah.
gargle that shit, please.
Yeah, please don't be drinking the
Oh.
bleach. Holy shit.
I'm not trying to do anything but wipe down cabinets,
There you
light
go.
switches, doorknobs, because if I know anything, bleach kills shit.
Yeah, it'll kill your ass too if you drink it.
Yes, it will, John.
So,
If you're stupid and you wear a
yes,
maggot hat,
if you're stupid, yeah, you're drinking.
I don't wear a maggot
It's
hat.
going to cut down ignorance in the gene pool, is what it's going to do. I'll tell you, that's just stupid. But
Hey,
that's
you
in
know
the
what?
news. That's in
Let
the news.
Trump keep having his rallies. Let him keep shaking hands. Let him keep inviting people that we know now have
Oh,
had
yeah.
the coronavirus exposure to the White House and taking pictures with them. Let him keep doing this shit, okay? Let him keep being around those minions that follow and promote his dumb ass. Because, see, COVID-19, it don't give a fuck if you got money, if you don't got money. It don't care if
Tom
you're
Cruise.
rich. It don't
Tom
care if
Cruise.
you're poor. Tom Cruise.
Wait, Tom Cruise got it now?
Tom Cruise and his wife.
Tom Hanks.
I'm sorry, Tom Hanks. Jesus, I'm sorry.
Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
There's a huge
Hey,
difference between
Tom.
those two.
Tom.
Yeah.
Well, what are you getting particular about what, Tom?
And the numbers in our country are far, far, far underreported due to lack of testing.
That's true. That's true. We're not
So,
testing near as fast as we
That
should be
being
testing.
said, yes, I'm going to get up and disinfect my house because I have a grandson that goes to school every day, and those little germy bastards come and end up in my house. Okay.
That's right. There you go. You
I
got
have a son who goes and works with the public,
Yeah.
and he too could bring home something. I'm just getting over bronchitis. I ain't doing this shit for nobody else but
There
me.
you go. That's right, baby.
Amen.
That's it. That's
Fuck
right.
Trump.
Fuck Trump. Well,
Fuck Trump.
I need to correct that. Marcus Lewis out there said, correction to that, it said, fuck Trump and his whole family. I kind of like that Marcus Lewis guy. He's got it going on. And I also want to answer Virginia Woody, who was in the comments and said, John, what does your shirt say? It says 4,200 religions on this planet. Which one would you kill for? And the only answer acceptable is none. And yeah, I wore that around at town today, and I get a lot of looks. Nobody says nothing.
And really quick, I'm very curious. Do we have Space Cadet Spanky Bone Spurs with us tonight?
Yeah, come on, Space.
Oh, before you say anything, I'm gonna let you guys know it's Space Cadet Spanky Bone Spur's birthday today.
Oh, is it?
Happy birthday,
Outstanding. Happy birthday, Spanky. Now, wait.
Where
Happy
are
birthday,
you?
Spanky.
Come on, mate. Talk to us, matey.
Come
You're
on,
my
we
neighbor.
got two. Yeah, we got two Aussies in here. Come on now.
He only lives 100 kilometers, 60 miles from me, 100 miles from me maximum.
Wow.
He's
Damn.
a neighbor.
And maybe he's having
Okay,
trouble
well,
with his
when
mic.
he comes in, when he comes back in, we will.
Yeah.
Y'all can sing
When-
him happy birthday. I'm not gonna embarrass
We'll wait.
myself like
We'll
that.
wait.
okay?
No, I don't have any problem embarrassing myself. Shit,
Are you
I do it
kidding
all
me?
my life. Every day, baby.
Normally,
One way or
Spanky
another.
normally has some very good comments in the YouTube chat. He always comes up with some good comments.
Yeah, that's why I was
All right,
excited to see some more YouTube people coming in here.
Well, I'm
You know,
glad
so-
to. I'm glad to see it.
Good.
I
Are you there, Spanky? Mate, he just
maybe he
muted and
walked
went
away
off
for a
mute.
second or something. Had
Yeah,
something to
hopefully
do.
he'll be back.
Yep.
Maybe he'll be back in a little bit.
Maybe he went to go watch his sand.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Maybe so. There you go. It's
Hey,
spreading
you
all
know what
over.
amazes me, John?
What's
you know
that?
what amazes me? America, the land of the wealth and all that. You've got rock and roll stars, country music stars, and other entertainment industry stars running around your country doing concerts and benefits to raise money for people of the cyclones that lost things and all that.
Right.
Stuff your government should be doing. You see how it's backwards to me? It's all backwards.
It is to a lot of
It's like-
people. It's like
The government has done nothing to help the people who have suffered these dramatic effects from these cyclones, floodings, and tornadoes in America. So the people have standing up and saying, we're going to do it because the government's not doing it. It's
yeah,
backwards.
I can
The
remember.
people in this country have always done that shit.
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember a story after.
The farm aid for a long time went on with Whoopi Goldberg and Robin Williams.
Oh, there's
and,
always been a big push.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
always been benefit concerts going on for when Americans, because that's what Americans do. That's what
my point.
Americans do.
That's my point, darling.
But that's the
my point.
people of America.
Yeah.
The government has always done what it's done.
The
And
government
that's
will
why
not look after
we
you.
take care
And
of
it's
one
in the
another.
systems. Because I remember after Hurricane, what was it? Harvey, I think, or whatever its name was, the last one that came through here. Henry Harvey, something like that. Anyway,
Weinstein.
yeah. Anyway, it went up to Houston and hit everybody up there. It came through Rockport down here, tore everything up. And I was doing stories, but I remember distinctly doing a story about FEMA aid up in Houston. Two separate
Mhm.
families. One that lived in a low rent more area, a more depressed area, and one that lived in another uh, affluent area. And the aid and the speed of which the aid came was so drastic, and it was like a slap in the face. Those that came from the affluent neighborhood, they were taken care of immediately, baby. Big checks.
Yes.
Big checks taken care of. You lost this, you lost that. We're going to try to add up everything. The poor people, well, we're going to give you a set amount, tough shit of whatever you lost, whatever. Here, get out of here and thank you.
Paper towels.
Yeah, take
Paper
yeah
towels.
paper towels and stuff like that. And by the way, we'll send you a check in the next few months. Just wait for it. You know, it's
Or a
that kind of
loan with
shit that the stories that you investigate and find out that'll really piss you off sometimes about how this, even as something as basic as FEMA, it discriminates within poor and rich neighborhoods, and
Yeah,
that's
well, look what
disgusting.
FEMA did in Puerto Rico
Yes,
just
yes,
last year.
yes. Again, by the
And then they
great
get hit by
leadership of our
earthquakes on top of it, and you know,
yeah
you might as well
the
wipe Puerto
fires in
Rico off the
California.
map.
The fires in California with him threatening to take away funding for California if you don't get out there and rake the forest.
And this is what happens to FEMA when Republicans get in office.
Exactly.
Hmm?
How much trouble do you think he had trying to find money for his wall? None, baby. He'll take it from the military or Puerto Rico or anywhere else if
Yes.
he wants that wall built. He'll find a way to get that money down there.
Fif-
Everything
why we
else,
gotta
well,
have a
just,
deal.
$50
That's
He's
why
gone
our
to Congress and
CD
he said to Congress he wants $50 billion for this Corona thing that he's going to give people low interest loans. It's a fucking loan and with interest, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't need
It's a low
50
interest
billion.
loan.
Can you spell scam for my wall? Because I want $50 billion. He's done nothing for the coronavirus or the people to fight the coronavirus. He wants 50 billion. For what?
and that is why there is a progressive uh, uh, wing of this party. That is why there's a progressive wing. That is why we reach for the stars, because we may not get there, but Jesus, we have to move the goalpost somewhere that way. We need to get this shit. We need to have a plan for a pandemic. We need national health care to take care of our citizens when we get a mass disease like this that could come in and it hasn't happened yet. We haven't
Wouldn't be
we haven't seen the
asking
numbers
for
that I think we're
50
gonna
billion.
see. But any other
It wouldn't be
disaster,
asking.
you know, what do we have a
It's a
government for if
scam,
it's
mate.
not for the people? And that's why. I say it all the time. If you're for Bernie, fight your ass off for Bernie until the day we get there. If you're for Biden, the same way. It's the ideals you push for. When we get to convention, we come out with one. We vote for one, but we continue to push the progressive arm of this party to start taking realistic actions, because this demonstrates more than anything the need for national health care, for the right of every individual in this country not to worry about, can I afford the treatment? Can I afford? There's so much. They tell you call the hospital before you come. Some of these people ain't got, homeless people. They ain't got a phone to call the hospital.
Nope.
That reminds me something very
nor do
important,
they
and that
have
is, what is it? They're
$2
injecting
to
1.5
contribute to a
trillion
vaccine.
Yeah,
into, what is it?
that's what the Fed says they're going to do. Pump $1.5 trillion into the economy.
Yeah.
No, that's to your shipping corporations, your airline businesses, and all of that. Those
It's not gonna
and
go to you. You're
and
not
and
gonna
I
see
love
1
this
cent of
too.
it.
The small business loans.
So
Go look up what a fucking small business. It's not the mom and pop store down on the corner. That's not what he's talking about.
But the fact of the matter is, they can just inject $1.5 trillion, and if I ever hear someone on the right go, well, how are we going to afford paying off student debt? How are we going to afford paying health care for all? Shut the fuck up.
Shut the
we
fuck
we
up.
can just literally just inject $1.5 trillion like
into the market
no
to protect
big
them.
fucking
You call
deal.
that corporate welfare.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fascism.
pumping up the stock
That's
market.
that
It's called
that is
pumping up the stock market.
yes.
So
That's
he looks
socialism for
better.
the wealthy. That's what we have. And we argue that all the time on here about how thick the damn tax code is, and not a damn sentence of it is in there for your ass.
It's wealthy welfare.
It is. It is. It is indeed. And
you,
that's why we
the
fight,
workers,
baby.
are paying. You know, the rich have got a saying. They say it amongst themselves, and I know this because I don't know if it's in America, but in Australia, in my younger days, I had those, when you leave school and you have those jobs where you have 6 months here, 3 months there, 4 months there.
Right.
Well, I worked in a garden of a multi-millionaire's mansion. And he used to come out every now and then and, look over what's being done amongst us 3 or 4 gardeners. And, we're just the shit and we don't
Right.
talk to them. But his son was a good lad and his son was a stoner. And I was about
Go
16
figure.
or 17 and his son was 18 or 19, and they do everything else other. They take dope and all that shit. But the father came out to the son one day, and the son was doing something. I can't remember what it was, but the father said to the son, "Listen here, son, you're cream, and you know what cream is? Cream is the top of the milk. Cream always rises to the top, and if you act like this, you will not rise to the top. Now, stop acting like this." And his father must have found out he's smoking dope. So he said, "Anyhow, you are cream, so you'll always be on the top, and you'll stay on the top." They class themselves as cream,
Yeah.
and you are the milk.
You're
I
the milk,
was the
baby.
milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the ones down at the
And
bottom supporting that cream up the top, and baby, they got it rich.
they will not give up
They don't
that
call
spot.
cream rich for nothing.
No,
It is. It's
they are full
pitiful.
of it.
It is. That the discussion has been going on in this country for a while about the disparity between those that have and those that don't. Those that you can drive through a neighborhood and damn, look at these houses, look at these stores, they're beautiful. And then drive halfway across town and find a neighborhood that is so desperate it's not funny. It's pitiful. It's heartbreaking.
Spanky's back. Spanky's back, mate.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir,
Yes.
we
I
sure
know.
can.
Woo! Fixed it.
How are you doing, Mr. Bone Spurs?
Good, thank you. Thank you. Good, thank you.
Well, we're glad to
Yeah.
have you here. We see you in the chat for a long time, so we're glad to have you on the show.
Thank you, John.
And
Thank
I understand you and Aussie
Well-
Dave don't live that far apart from each other.
I'm in Adelaide.
Ah,
Yes. So am I, Spanky. I'm at
Yeah.
Manor.
Oh, okay, yep. Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm near the Murphyville Racecourse.
All right, down on the Anzac Highway there.
Yeah. Around that area.
We're about 120 mile apart, guys, but we're still neighbours.
Yeah.
so well, y'all just go ahead and talk, and we're going to listen for a minute.
No, I just
love
want to
that
say,
accent,
what
man.
is? Hey, Spanky, what do you think of this guy, John?
Eh,
Initially,
mediocre at best.
I couldn't separate him from David Letterman. I keep thinking, geez, this guy looks like David Letterman.
I wish I had it.
It sort of took a while before
Thank
I
you.
recognized John as John. But initially, I kept thinking Dave Letterman. I just couldn't get it out of my head.
Well, he's got a beard too. He's got a beard going.
Okay, I kind of see
Yeah,
it
that's why
now.
you both look very similar.
Thank
But
you.
Dave Letterman was funny.
Thank you, Space Cadet. I appreciate the shit out of that.
What's kind of
It works for me.
threw him under the bus.
Boy.
No,
Oh, shit.
I'm pleased that you joined us, Space Cadet. Well, I've always seen your comments in the YouTube chat, and you come up with some very poignant items. And I'm glad you finally joined us.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the Australian Grand Prix is on hold today because they're not letting people in so far. Well, that was an hour ago because the McLaren team is pulling out. I think one of their team members has the coronavirus.
Oh hell.
Oh no!
Well, did you hear what?
So,
Come to Australia.
it
Come to
doesn't-
Australia.
it
Tom Hanks
doesn't-
and your wife.
It
We'll
has
fix
no
it.
respecter of person.
Nope.
Has
No,
no
we-
respecter of person.
Did you hear what
No, we
Tom
don't.
Hanks said? That he was thankful he was in Australia because he found out about it and if he was American. If he was in
Yeah,
America,
he
he's
got
not sure.
he got tested.
Yeah, he got tested. And no matter how much
Yeah, 'cause
double butt wants to come out
Apparently,
and tell you
we're
tests
not
are
good
available,
enough
they're
to
not.
have tests for unless you could pay for them.
Yeah.
You know, we can't use the same test that the rest of the world is using because it's not good enough for us. I don't know. Maybe we have a different fever or a different
Yeah.
version of the virus or something that don't
have-
show up on everybody else's test.
We
but
have we have the we don't give a shit virus. That's what they think we have. Mega Wet Willie donated $5 through Super Chat and said, during a crisis such as this virus, citizens of any country shouldn't have to pay for testing or treatment for a worldwide sickness that affects everyone, no matter what their level in life. So say it, Mega Wet Willie, and you couldn't say it any finer than that.
Yeah.
And Tom
You know.
Hanks is getting free medical while he's here. We're looking at
Go
it.
figure of that. Thank you, Dave, for doing that. Thank you both, Space Cadet. Thank you both for providing that.
Looking after your heroes.
Yes, looking out for our heroes, and definitely Tom Hanks is one of Travis's.
To be fair, yeah.
heroes.
I mean, I'm not much. I'm more into directors and writers and stuff. But out of actors, Tom Hanks, oh man,
he's always
he
done
always
excellent
plays
job.
such great roles and stuff.
Yes,
so.
he's very. He has made a great selection of roles.
Have you seen his son? Have you seen his son?
I don't know if I've ever looked into his son before his work.
His son put a clip out on our news the other night, last night actually. It was you're talking about his mum and dad. This guy appears on international TV wearing a T-shirt. He's covered from tattoos from fingertip to shoulders, and he's got all the piercings and all the stuff. He looks like someone you just dragged out the gutter, but it's Tom Hanks' son.
Boy, howdy shit.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you never know who you're talking to.
No, you don't. No. You don't. But he talks really well. He's been well educated, but he looks like someone that's
you don't know who you're going to meet. You don't know what. I went to the store, and I'm not
booking its cover.
My wife got a big kick out of this when I got back from the store the other day, because I went to the store with just not much, and I had no cash in my pocket, just the debit card, and I was going to have to watch what I did. I'm walking in, and there's a guy sitting on the bench outside of HEB, and he's got a sign. He's from Indiana, and nice looking, fella. He got a little beard going on there. You can tell he ain't shaved in a while. But he had a smile on his face, so I stopped and asked him, Indiana, what are you doing down here in Texas, and how do you like it? Oh, I just love Texas, and he was telling me about up in Indiana where he worked. He said after in the winter you get your clothes on, your coat and everything, you get your tool belt on, and about the time you get up to go work, you got to take a leak, and geez, you got to go down to the Skittle can, take all that shit off so you can get in there and get. And he said, it kills you, and the work drops off in the winter. He said down here, it's just so beautiful, and anyway, I told him, I'm damn near as broke as you, but have a good day. And anyway, I came back out of the store. He's still there. Anyway, spoke to him again, said how to do it, and take care of yourself and all that shit. Went and got in my truck. When I got to my truck, I thought, man,
where's my wallet? He's taking my wallet.
No, oh no. I had a little something rolled, and so I swung back over there, and I kind of motioned out the window, hey, bub, come here. And he came over there, and I said, man, I ain't got a dime. I'm damn near as broke as you are. I said, you get high? Yeah, his eyes just lit up. Yes, sir. So I handed him that, and I said, here, that's the best I can do today. Oh, Lord, you would have think I gave him a gold bar. He's just tickled to death. But, yeah, made me feel good, and I hope it made him feel good.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. So, even down in South Texas, baby. Anyway, maybe a story I shouldn't have told, but who gives a shit?
No, it's a true story, and it's a factual story.
Yeah,
it's just that you don't know who you meet. I mean, you can meet the guy in the suit on, straight as a gun barrel, yet he'll go home, he'll take the collar and tie, put his shorts on and his thongs and have a bong.
Yeah.
Next morning he'll get up at 8 o'clock and go out and put the collar and tie on and look as straight as, and he'll come home and have another bong.
Yeah, there you go.
You just don't know.
Well,
you just don't know.
You don't know. I've worked hard all my life.
Do you enjoy a little sip or a little toke here and there, Space Cadet?
Uh-oh.
He's gone again.
We lost Frankie again.
Space Cadet. That's why they call him Space Cadet, man. I'm sure because he's off to space every now and then comes back.
Drifting off into space.
Yep.
His ink is actually really impressive. I'm looking at it, like his tattoos, and it's actually quite impressive. Tom Hanks' son.
Oh.
Yeah. I was curious to see what kind of tattoos he had.
What do you like the tattoos here, mate?
Huh?
Do you like the tattoos?
I do, and I would love to get tattoos, but man, it's like it's the hardest choice to pick what I would want because it's going to be on my body forever. They're a little bit expensive. But thankfully, Rose, my girlfriend, she's always wanted to be in a tattooer's apprentice, and we just found out you can actually order high-quality machines on Amazon. And I think if she got the practice in,
she's a great artist.
I would trust her to give me tattoos.
Yeah.
So practice a little bit.
But they all use transfers, don't they? They use transfers.
Yeah.
Do they not copy it on your arm? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does most of her hand free work, but yeah, you do a drawing on paper and do the outline and just stick it right on there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like when she does wood burning, she does transfer over from carbon paper and then.
Oh, you could
All that.
do the burning on someone's arm. Hey.
Yeah, no, that scarification, nah.
The guy
I'm
that
good.
did this red-tailed hawk that's on my shoulder, and it goes all the way up into my back here. There's his head up here and his claw. Now, the claw used to be a whole lot more impressive looking, believe me. Anyway, it took him like 3 days to do that artwork on paper, and then put it on transfer paper and transfer it over to my arm. And yeah, it took 2 settings to do that. I didn't do it all in one.
Yeah.
I could have stretched it out though, because there was time. People always ask you, John, does it hurt to get a tattoo? Hell yes. And don't let anybody tell you anything different. Hell yes, they hurt. Not that you're going to jump out of the chair and go screaming because there's people watching you, and you're just not going to do that. But you will endure some pain, especially when they get into real tender areas. Yeah. So.
And also, I've heard though it
Stand
can also hurt the tattoo artist because
Yeah, when you jerk your elbow and knock him in the teeth.
That too.
What the hell are you doing?
That
hurt.
too.
Yeah. Speaking of hurting.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, speaking of hurting, did you see friggin' Donald Trump Jr. on TV bagging the Bidens and people taking advantage of their family's wealth? And
But I
their
thought his
family's-
daddy said, play nice. We're not going to do this whole
Yeah.
partisan thing. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you send your little troll
All you had to
minion
do is say Donnie Jr.
fuck
and
thing
I'm
out
already
there to
like,
go.
fuck that little
yeah,
weed.
spew his mouth.
He is an ignorant
Hey,
little
he's
He's
shit.
spewing shit. He just spews
He's like his
shit.
daddy. He wants to spit venom out of his
Worse.
mouth.
His
just-
name is
Yeah.
Junior. What do you expect to come out of him?
Not much.
What?
A
Not much.
mushroom
A
dick.
leech, a parasite on humanity. That's what they produce in that family. For all of
That's
them.
the next generation.
That's
yes.
it, baby.
But how
The generation that deserves everything in your worship besides. That's what
And
they
you
think.
know, because his daddy's name is Fuck Trump, you know what
Yes,
his name
fuck
is?
Trump. What's his
Fuck Trump Jr.
Fuck Trump Jr. too, and the horse he rode in, and his
Thank
family.
you.
Because I heard his wife say something the other day. I'm behind in some of my responsibilities as a kind guest. I am going to take the time because Thomas Morgan has been busy again. I love this guy. I really do. He's up walking around. He got his knees operated on. He didn't walk around. He didn't walk for a long time. He was bedridden for a long time. He got his knees operated on. I saw a picture of him walking with his dog. I really do. There's 2 places Bernadette knows I'd love to come just hang out. And Thomas Morgan is the other place I would just love to go hang out and watch him as he paints, as he does his work, and get inside the mind of this guy. I love people who are talented like that. John Lawrence down in Tallahassee, Florida, that sings the songs, and we're going to sing. We're going to let him sing a song. We're going to show a little bit of Thomas Morgan's artwork. You ready over there? I don't know what I can't see shit.
Yeah.
I'm blind as a bat, and I can't see.
Are you saying you're ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
All right, the name of the song is called American Dreams. Pay attention to the words because they're poignant words. And here we go.
Am I living the American dream? I got 2 eyes, try to see the way the world turned. What happened to me? It's not exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream. But trying for every chance I get, you can't change nothing if you don't do that. I pay my taxes even when it hurts. Sometimes I think though it's just getting worse. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream. Am I living in American dreams? Am I living in American dreams? Am I living in American dreams? I keep living in American dreams.
That is Thomas Morgan, artwork that you've seen, and John H. Lawrence of Tallahassee, Florida. Thomas Morgan's out there, Cardiff by the Sea out in California. I want to thank them both for their talent and their insight into I love that song. That song is part of an album called I Protest by John H. Lawrence. There is a link under the show notes there that you can go and purchase that album. It is an absolutely fantastic. I love every song on there, including the Blue Dot song, which he sings for us that you heard at the beginning of the show. But we have many talented people in our family, and I'm just so tickled to death that we have some. Not to say that John I. Fly is one of them, but welcome to the show, buddy. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, and how are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm sure you're a good artist in whatever you do, Johnny.
Well, you know, when I was in high school, I used to play the clarinet. All right, I heard somebody laughing.
Hey, I used to play the saxophone, baby.
That's the Aussie, mate. Sorry, I can picture you playing a horn.
I was on
Yeah,
the
Somebody
sax,
think
man.
it's dirty.
And now he plays the cajon.
Yeah, now I play. Yeah, now I play the kazoo. Yeah, I play the cajon, which is sitting
Yeah.
right over there somewhere.
You
Ain't
know,
it?
I went out to the store today, John, and it was like it's like unbelievable. I guess it starts from the far south and works its way north because it's like everybody's buying toilet paper and
I'm t-
paper towels,
I
and
am
I'm like,
telling you.
this,
On
this is crazy.
if we're gonna try to fit it in on, I guess Sundays on the Blue Dot Show, Lauren Mayer put out another song today, and we were gonna try to put it up, but we didn't get. Well, did we?
No, I haven't. I've been manning the board here. I don't have
Okay.
time to look over there.
She put out a song now. I used to
Next
play.
Sunday or this coming next stream, we're
next
gonna play
next
it.
stream we'll play it. Lauren Mayer puts out comedy songs that she writes, and a lot of times we were playing her music for a long time, but then I started getting copyright hits because some of her music is sung along to great hits that can be recognized on an algorithm, and I would get hit. But she said, John, when I write one of my own music and lyrics, I'll send it to you. She sent me one, and we're going to try to get it up on the air. It's absolutely fantastic, and it is about toilet paper. So.
Yep.
She's hilarious.
She is outstanding. I love her dearly. I was on the Tim Cormall show with her not long ago, and after the show, I told her, I said, I want to play your stuff, but I just can't. And she said, well, when I write one that's my music and my words, then I'll send it to you, and you can play that. And I thanked her very much for that. And Lauren Mayer is just a fantastic artist, and she's quite popular.
I heard that show. That was a
Yeah.
good show,
And-
John. Yeah.
And
she's
singing is
awesome.
not all she does either. She's involved in a lot of very good community programs and whatnot that she's involved in, and she's an inspirational person to boot. Anyway, Bill Jones, are you with us? Bill's got his mic muted. Yeah.
Mike's muted.
We'll give him a
While
minute.
we're waiting for Bill, can I just bring up another subject?
No. Okay. And now we're going to... Of course you can, Dave. Go ahead, buddy.
I want to know what the friggin' background story is behind denying this black mayor the opportunity to vote in his own state.
What's this? You caught
Didn't
me
you
off
hear
guard
about
here?
that?
No, I have not heard this story.
Kansas City.
Kansas
Yes,
City?
Yeah.
a black mayor went to vote and they denied him entrance. They said
Are
he
you
wasn't registered.
shitting me? The mayor
No,
can't
mate.
vote?
And he voted there 11 times previously.
However, it wasn't quite as bad as all the headlines made it out to be, because
Clear us up here, darling. Clear us up. Show
his-
me how they are great.
what happened, they said, was that his name is Quentin Lucas, and somehow there was a mix-up because when she searched for him in the records, they got the first name and last name turned around, and so they actually called him 3 hours later and said that's all that happened.
Do you think that was all that happened? Or do you think they could?
Does the poll worker
Because
not
of bad
recognize the
publicity.
mayor? You know?
Yes,
Well,
exactly. It was bad publicity.
She's got
Yeah.
to be able to see it on the list.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was still frustrating and difficult and stupid, and I was mad about it.
Yeah.
But when I read through the explanation and they did get to vote, it was a little bit overdone in the way that the
Was
rumor
advertised.
was spread.
In other words,
Damn CNN.
It was exaggerated
I've
mostly,
got-
Go
probably.
get your homework started, so that'll be done and out of the way. Oops, I'm sorry.
What's that?
No, I just said,
okay.
damn CNN. I got the information from CNN. So,
Oh, yeah.
that's what they.
I'm sure
they
that they
portrayed
covered
it.
the story in reference to. Damn, don't you hate it when a thought rolls right out of your head?
Here's the
don't you,
thing,
John?
and this is something that needs to go out to everybody. Be careful.
Oh,
Jeez,
I know
be
what it is.
careful reading anything, headlines, articles. Got to confirm and make sure everything is factual before you lose your cool, lose your head. I mean, not saying that that's what happened
Well,
here,
you
but what I'm
pretty
saying
should
is
have
there's a
played
lot of people
CNN.
out there who will read a story and
Leo,
run with it and
Yeah.
give out false information.
Leo was a perfect example of that today. He got me. It said Trump has coronavirus.
Oh,
And I'm
Well,
going, I'm typing
well,
already.
yeah.
I'm typing already. Who's your source and where? And I went to spell Corona, and I was going to copy it, and it said,
Oh.
Donald Trump has got coward virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Coward virus. Yeah. He's got it bad, too.
He got me with that, you know.
Travis,
so,
just during that song playing, Mama came in, my political advisor, to inform me of a story she said, and we went, oh, that's I want to talk about that. And Travis said, well, wait a minute, where'd you see it? Mama said, well, I saw it on Facebook. So Travis had to go track it down. At first he said, no, it's been, and then he comes back about 2 seconds later and he says, oh, wait, I found it on BBC.
Yeah, because here's the thing, when you hear it, the story sounds too good to be true, because who in their right mind would suspend their mortgages and their bills for the citizens of Italy to make this a little bit easier for them to cope with as the coronavirus runs its course?
Now, there you go. You want to see an action that
That-
government has taken?
That is a true story. I read about that.
That Italy has suspended mortgage payments on their people on citizens' houses and suspended all utility payments during this crisis. There's an action that could help everybody. And no, not everybody, because there's a lot of people homeless, but that would help the people that own a house and you know, have to pay the electric bill.
Yeah.
And our government, he wants to create small business loans and, you know, give bailouts to the fracking industry because they're victims of the coronavirus too.
Terrible. It is. It is
But
terrible.
do you know they were trying to pass a bipartisan bill on emergency paid leave and other relief, this relief.
Yeah, and guess who stalled that shit out?
Lamar Alexander.
Is that right?
Stop. So, you know, they wanted to get this passed before they went off on their break, and now they can't. And it's
I thought they canceled the break. I think they canceled the break. That's a story I say. I don't know. I think.
Oh, that I haven't heard. That would have happened after the news I heard this afternoon. I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember. I thought it was the last several, whatever it was, that I've heard the story that he was. While I'm there, Johnny Fly donated $2 through Super Chat and said, Trump needs to go now. Now is a very operative word right there, Johnny Fly. Thank you very much. Bill Jones, did you ever join us here, Bill?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We sure can. How are you doing, bub?
Doing good. I was hanging out in the blue room and talking to John F. Line and a couple other folks, and I had to mute my microphone for a minute because my dog was being himself. So, sorry about that.
Oh, no. I'm trying to level out a microphone right now with our bird screaming in the background. So, no, it's all good in the neighborhood.
I took his iPad away from him.
Anyway, I wanted to let Travis know that I haven't forgot about him. I had ordered a bunch of stuff on the internet and got a little something for Travis, and I told him last week that I'd be putting it in the mail to him, but they held my shipment up till today. It just went out because one of the items that I had ordered was on back order. So
well, thank you.
It's all coming at once because I got a free shipping deal. So I got something coming at you here in a couple days. But I wanted to apologize that when I first told you that it was coming, I was expecting it, and then they said, "Oh, by the way, we're holding it because this other thing isn't available yet."
Well, for one, you don't have to be sorry for anything like that. I greatly appreciate it
for something like that.
Because I mean, like it's always nice to, like, you know, communicate with you guys on a more personal level and all that. But just the fact that y'all even, you know, talk to us and, you know, have a conversation, that does more than you would imagine. So you know, I just appreciate.
Well, I tell you what, brother, we're all family, brother. Remember that.
Amen to that, Bill.
Yeah.
Amen.
And by the way, I wanted to thank you for Tuesday. You know, sometimes I know it's tough for a lot of any group, especially, and it's true in our family as well. But
it is.
It was very, very gutsy of you and very forthright of you, and I certainly appreciate the fact that, you know, we can come on and voice our opinions.
Absolutely.
And there are some discussions that we have to have.
Yeah.
And certainly one of them is what we can do to make this happen. And we can do it if we all pull together.
Yes.
But sometimes you got to bite your tongue. Sometimes you got to grit your teeth. But I was really encouraged by that conversation on Tuesday, and it was a long time coming, and I wanted to thank you guys for that.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you for saying that, because again, I knew the conversation was going to head that way. We were a little bit nervous, but I feel like that was where the show should have been, you know, many other times. And the fact that it just kind of happened the way it did.
Well, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
We just need to realize that we can talk to each other without, you know, I'm here as a blue dot. I'm not here to insult anybody or anything else. I'm just trying to get the job done like you are.
Yeah. We need to keep the conversation civil. I do try to encourage everybody that if indeed you are a Bernie supporter, support away, baby, back him all the way. If you're a Biden supporter, do the same thing. This is your. I wrote yesterday's title, or in my rant yesterday, that primaries are for dreamers and elections are for reality. And what I meant by that is you push what you dream in the primaries. The person, the lady, whoever is running as your candidate that amplifies what you want America to be. Vote for that person in the primaries and hope that they win. But if they don't win and the other person does, then carry that into and support the candidate that the party that the candidate that we select at convention. And keep pushing your progressive views or whatever views that you have. If they're conservative views, I encourage you to do the same thing. Hold on, we're going too fast. We got to slow. We always need those voices. But it is the combination of the voices in the room that make for the changes that will come, and they won't always come in our generation. But we have to set the table for the generation coming behind us, and the one behind them. And
well, good things take time too.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, women didn't have the right. We became a
right.
country in the 1770s, and women didn't have the right to vote till 1920. Sometimes things take time.
It's a generational thing. It's so much of what we fight for is a generational thing it's not gonna happen in my lifetime, but it makes me feel real good that I've done a little work pushing us in that direction, lending my voice to it as much as it can. My voice don't mean a whole lot of shit, but it makes me feel good.
And one thing some of us forget, and I notice it a lot in the Blue Room chat, and sometimes when I'm talking in the Blue Room on Discord, is sometimes we forget, hey guys, we're all on the same team.
We're all here in the same room, baby.
Yes.
Thank you.
I really do like thinking of it as a family. It's a Blue Dot family. And come November, there's going to be a family reunion, and we're all going to show up at the polls. And
I'm just hoping they show up.
Yeah, me too. That is a concern. I'm telling you. Every day.
Well, they said in Michigan that only it was 15% less votes than in 2018 from the 18 to 35 group, and that was a little disconcerting.
It is very possible that if it continues into November, that it could massively impact the election just by turnout. And the thing that worries me is if it keeps progressing, that the kind of person that he is and the kind of people that surround him would be very tempted to take advantage of the situation with martial law, with restriction of movement, with postponing the election, with a lot of political maneuvering that he could do under the power of the president in a national emergency. And how is the public going to react to that if he does? There's a lot of things that we have to be concerned about.
Yeah, I think the general election is going to be a different ball game because I live in a red state as you do, and I even hear it from Republicans. They're tired of Mr. IQ 45. They want to change.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping people are going to show up and get excited.
I think I think the only thing propping him up has been the stock market. That was always the biggest argument I got.
How's that doing, by the way?
Yeah, how's that doing for you?
It fell 2,800 points today.
Boy,
the last lowest time it was that way, it was in 1987. It dropped 20% like it did today.
And I guarantee you, now I'm not a big market guy.
Yours.
I don't study the market, but I can guarantee you as a layman out here that out of that 2,000 point drop when the bell hit this morning, I'll count 1,000 of that drop off of his idiot mouth. That's what caused a big. It wasn't the facts out on the facts didn't change overnight. It was his mouth that changed everything overnight, And although the
That's
market
why
was
one-
not set to rise,
1.6.
it, like I said, after his speech, I went to go look. Market futures were down like a rock, and it was because of his mouth. And half of what when he was talking about cutting back trade, receiving goods from many other countries into our ports,
Yep.
boy, howdy
country
shit, he
down.
walked that back today. But look what it did. You throw a comment like that out of your ignorant mouth because you don't know what you're talking about, and that's the result that could happen. It makes a panic in the market. We already have enough panic buying toilet paper around here. It just lends to that whole
Should have bought
atmosphere.
futures.
Yes. Yeah, toilet paper futures, baby. I'm telling you. What are we going to do when you have a moron in
Yeah.
office?
John, this weekend. I
Well,
believe
we
you
tried
have a
to impeach him, and we tried to. I don't know.
No. I got to
tried
remind you now
Mueller.
this time. We did impeach him.
We have to do it. Thank you for correcting me, sir.
You
I
would do the
stand
same for me.
corrected.
You would do the same
you are
for me.
correct. I would.
Yeah.
I forgot. Fuck Trump is the impeached president of
That's
the
him.
United States of America.
That's him.
That's right.
That's
My
who he
bad.
is. Yep.
My
John,
brain took a pause. Please
That's okay.
forgive me.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Johnny.
Continue with your thought.
Johnny.
Yes. Me?
No, John.
Yes, sir.
John.
Yeah.
Blue dot John. Have we got a debate
I
this
know.
weekend
Here.
between Biden and
We
Sanders?
indeed do.
Yes.
We indeed
Now,
do.
Yes.
for all those,
Do you have to turn
I
this in?
feel I'm one of those that says I'm scared of Biden debating Trump because Trump would just load shit on him and baggage and all that shit. And
Okay,
Biden will
better.
go to pieces. But
Good. Go do
I'm
what
going to
you gotta do.
find out, aren't I, on the weekend between those two when they debate how good a debater Biden really is.
Well, Biden's, if you look at both of their speeches today concerning the coronavirus.
Yeah, but speech is different than debate.
Yes, that's true,
debating.
but I don't believe there's going to be an audience for this debate. There will be no
There's not.
audience, so it's just going to be them.
No.
Yeah. So,
No live audience this
yeah,
time.
no live audience.
What I'm
Due
hoping
to the
for, though,
coronavirus.
yeah.
As compared to a dead audience.
What I'm hoping for, though, just because I think it'd be a more interesting debate, is, Bernie's come out and said, I got questions to ask Biden. And I really think they should have that conversation, Like,
yeah,
Yep.
so do I.
because if
seen that
Biden
same,
is, let's say, Biden's more centralist left,
Yeah,
right,
see,
in
Biden is a
comparison
centrist,
to
yeah.
Bernie. The idea is some of Bernie's ideas, hopefully we can progress to one of these days in the future, like legalizing marijuana, for just an example, right? If he brings up these questions, I want to know what Biden's answers are. Because going forward from here, I would like to know what's the future
Understand
after.
something. Bernie has the election to lose, but if he hangs in there and he does exactly what he's doing, continuing his campaign,
Yeah.
He
he
is
will
continuing.
be able to have some of his ideals. It will be his his negotiating card. He'll be
Yeah.
able to hand over those delegates for a plank or two in the DNC
Can you
platform.
imagine the shit? The guy.
And I believe that's what Elizabeth Warren is doing also.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're looking for jobs.
Can you imagine the shit the guy took? That first guy, that one guy that stood up and say, hey, maybe these women should have the right to vote. Can you imagine the shit that guy took?
Traitor.
Oh man,
I'm sure he
yes.
was.
Oh, they were ready probably to burn him at the stake.
Yeah.
Every idea that has been progressed through our country it has been pushed by those who believed in it, and it's going to be no different with universal health care, with universal education, with societal programs that lift up and promote the citizens, regardless of what stature they are in this country. That's what bothers me so much. Are you shitting me? That's why I gave the guy the joint.
Hang on really quick. Dave, I think we're getting some feedback from you, bud.
Yeah, I'm just sitting. I noticed my light coming on, and I'm going to drop some gains down.
You got it.
I hope this stupid new microphone's got buttons and knobs on it. They don't label the things, Travis. They didn't label them.
That
I
sucks.
know one's a gain and one's a gate, and one is a mute, but they're not labeled.
Huh,
Now,
a gate
how's
built
that?
into a microphone. That's interesting.
Yes.
But Oh, and to just clear up my point though, is because I get so tired of some of these debates where they're asking them
How's
questions,
that?
right? Test. Yeah, perfect, awesome. Um, but no, I want to see them have a conversation, not have someone come up with a question. Like have a productive
Yeah,
conversation
don't
between
start a
two
fight.
people. That's what I would love
Don't
to
start a
see.
fight.
Yeah.
See, they try and start a fight for ratings. It's all
yeah,
for ratings.
yeah,
They get them
to make it
stirred
look
up.
good.
Exactly.
But
That's
Right.
what I
I
can't
don't want
stand.
that. I want a debate on the topics.
Yeah.
Bernie already
We're
came out.
finally down to the point where two people can have time to discuss
There you
what
go.
their
Yeah, that'll be an amazing
viewpoints
thing.
are.
Yes.
Instead of 15 assholes on the fucking stage and you can't understand anything anybody says because they get 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Exactly. They
So
all
my
have.
first
Go ahead, Bella.
thing, the thing I want to know when they get together, I want to know what their first thing they are going to do when they hit that office running. What are they going to reverse and reinstate for our country that they have taken
That
and
that
fucked
this
with
that this guy
this
is
whole
destroyed.
entire time?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
presidential actions that they can take on day one, and they all have a first day plan. They have a 100-day plan of what they want to do when they get into office. And I'm sure high on the list is going to be a lot of regulations and rules that Donnie just cut for the benefit of corporations to make more money. Another indication that he doesn't give a shit about your health. Coronavirus or the shit that they pour in the river, it doesn't matter. If it affects the bottom line and money, baby, money wins us all the time with these people. And
He was supposed to sign something, John. Did you hear what the he was supposed to sign something? I don't remember the number, but he was supposed to sign, I don't know, as a part of an emergency action because of this coronavirus. I don't know what exactly what it was, but it was like
he's talking about. I understand the payroll tax cut. I mean the payroll tax forgiveness, which again, like Velda reminded us, is going to make very little difference to the working man out there.
But it's going to make a big difference in Social Security because it's going to make. They're trying to make Social Security be insolvent so they can get away with doing away with it.
With cutting Social Security benefits and Medicare benefits and Medicare benefits and any other benefits you got. That
he said it's an entitlement, and it is not a fucking entitlement. No. It never has been, and it never will be.
That's your money, baby. That's your money. If you counted up all the Social Security wages, taxes that they took out of your check from the time you first started working, which for me was a hell of a long time ago, and you added that up and gave you an interest rate that, oh, baby, they owe you a shitload of money, and they're banking you're going to die before they have to pay it to you. That's what the theory is.
All they have, John, is IOU papers. That's it. It's worthless. What are they going to do? They're not going to pay you shit.
Outstanding. Diana Mallory just donated $10 to Super Chat. That's amazing enough. But the good news is I just early voted in Ohio. So saith Diana Mallory. Thank you, Diana,
Good job, Diana,
for the donation and the vote, baby. That's what it's about.
Awesome.
Getting out and doing your civic duty, your responsibility as a citizen, to try to march this forward. This was my thought a minute ago, that we live in a country that is it has got to find its way between a capitalist system and a democratic society that lifts up and takes care of its citizens, regardless of who they are. Because there's not a day goes by that I don't realize the fact that I am fighting for my house. It's tough every freaking month. And I can go to town, drive in there, and find somebody on the street with a sign that's in a whole lot worse shape than I am. And it pains you to know that the richest nation in the world, our country that grows so proud of its abilities to take care of our own, is lacking so drastically in our social system. Nobody's asking for a handout. Nobody's saying, oh, they all libtards. They just want something. Yes, we want dignity for the citizens of this nation, that they don't have to be concerned about about food or if it's going to rain or how freaking cold it's going to be that night. We have the ability.
Or a virus trying to kill us.
Or a fucking virus trying to kill you. Yeah. We want a society that is hell-bent on taking care of everybody. It lifts all boats, they say. And that's not the society we have now. We have those that argue defiantly for the capitalistic system in health care. Profit, baby. That's what it's not. You don't have health care. You have profit care.
And if you really give a shit about the troops, there should never be a homeless vet
There
on
should
our
never be a
streets
homeless vet,
ever
and you
asking for
You know,
anything.
And those
John-
that fight for this country should have a starting salary no less than $60,000 a year. And if that's too much for your conservative ass, kiss my ass.
And if you
Deep and
ask
wide.
again, and I swear I'm going to be on this for a while because it was such a good point. If anybody on the far right ever asks, but how are we
you
going to
gonna
pay
for
for it?
that?
And they just
Yeah.
pulled $1.5 trillion out of their ass.
Out of their butt.
Don't fucking talk to us about that shit ever
Don't,
again.
when you all
Right.
you have to do is
Amen.
look at some of our budget. The military spending budget, the defense contractor spending, not military budget, the defense contractors. The jobs programs that supports all these little assholes. Those just far outweigh everything that we do in our country, and it is so disgusting. And as a veteran, I know how important it is to have a strong military to defend our country. We have that, and we can maintain that with about half the damn budget. And we could start using a whole lot of that budget to improve the conditions in this country. It is our youth, baby. If we don't give them health care, they're not going to grow up alive, baby. If we don't give them education, they're going to grow up stupid. We don't want them stupid, but we do want them alive. It's not that hard to figure out.
Amen.
And we can do that in this country, and it's pitiful that we. That's how come I say, baby, it's a generational thing. Are we going to have free college this next 2? No, we're not going to have that. Probably.
Nope.
We're not going to do that. The kids are still going to struggle with having to pay. Parents are going to have to put the mortgage up on the house and buy the tuition and the books and everything they're going to need to go to college, to learn, to get to the degree that you say they need in their ever-evolving world. But if it's a need, that's how come high school is free. Because we knew that you had to have at least a high school education to survive in this world. To get a job, to do this, to do that, you got to have a high school education. You have to have a high school education, join the military. Well, now times have evolved, and you're out there preaching that that's not enough. You have to have a degree in something to move forward in this world. It's a technical world out there. Things are changing drastically in every job market. And we have to fill that shit. And they can't do it struggling their ass off every day of the year. Choosing whether they're going to pay their student loan or their rent. You know, we put such a burden on them.
John.
What's
That's
that?
the thing, John, too. They commit themselves to pay off the loan. And, we don't have, we're not a genie. We can't figure out, maybe 5 years down the line or so, I'm going to lose my job, but I still have a balance. How do I pay that off?
The one loan that you can't get forgiveness for is a student loan. You can't. You file
Yeah,
bankruptcy.
that's
That does
right.
not take away the student loan, baby. Oh no. Now here's the deal. That student loan, you're paying a bank, a financial company that is handling your loan. That's who's charging you the interest. They're making money off of your ass. Off of government. Something that the government should be paying for. The government should guarantee you either coming out of high school that you could go to a trade school if you want to be a welder, if you want to be a carpenter, if you want to be a mechanic. There would be a avenue for you to go to. If you are into the arts, you could go into some kind of program for the arts, for painting, for drama, whatever, because society needs that shit. And then those that want to seek their degree. It's a balanced world that we live in. But if we don't keep it balanced, it's going to fall apart. And we have to make sure that everybody out here on this beam balancing is secure in their own self, in their own knowledge that things are going to be good. And that's what we work
Hey,
forward
John?
to. Yeah.
If I may just change the subject for a bit, I'm looking at this. I don't know if this is true or not, so maybe somebody can clear it up.
All
On
right.
the show discussion, I see some article about coalition airstrikes underway. What's going on with that? Is that
U.S. conducts
Iran.
against Iran.
yeah?
Is it Iran?
He's
The
trying to
U.S.
start an war, is he?
U.S.
I
conducts
haven't-
airstrike against Iranian-backed militia sites in Iraq.
Where do you see that?
Right
That-
here on
It's
CNN.
on
Oh,
show
okay.
It's in
discussion.
it's in retaliation to There was an airstrike or a missile strike on a base in Iraq, killed 2 Americans and 1 British national just
Okay,
the other day.
I didn't know.
So this is a
I didn't know if
response.
they actually did it.
I'm sure this is a
Okay, they
This is
did
response to
part of
that.
his
respond.
peace deal.
Hold a minute. Can I ask
This
a
is all part
question?
of his peace
Sure.
deal.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in that so-called mundane splattering he did last night,
Yeah, whatever that was.
Jesus Christ, yeah, whatever that was, that his state of highness, did he not say that he would send aid to Iran last night in
Yes, he
whatever he
did.
was speaking?
He
I
said something.
thought that's what I heard.
Oh yes, yes. If Iran
And
wanted
today
it.
we bombed them.
Yeah, well,
He
it was in
sent it by
Iraq.
missile.
Yeah, we bombed
He
in
sent it
Iraq,
by missile.
but at Iranian
We bombed in
militia.
Iraq, but
Yeah.
we bombed Iran in
Yeah.
Iraq.
See, here's the shitting ass thing. Iraq gets it both ways. When the Iranians bomb us, Iraqis get it. It's on their land. When we bomb them back, Iraq gets it. And it's kind of getting a sad thing there for Iraq. They got shit
And
going
Yeah.
on all over the place.
Because
Who's
wasn't
supported by
Iraq caught in the middle of the
voted
last
for Iraq?
Iran-American war
Yes,
way back when?
yes, way back when that was back during the Iraq-Iran war. Which funny thing about that war is we were supporting both sides.
Yeah.
That's what during
Kinda
the
like what we're
Iraq-Iran
trying to
war
do
we
right
were helping
now.
both sides.
With this man talking out both sides of his ass, I mean his mouth.
Yeah. There is so much that we could sit here and just pile on all the shit that has happened. North Korea.
You
We
know,
don't even touch it. They fired off a couple missiles the other day. We don't know what they're doing
this
over there.
shit goes all the way back to the very beginning of his administration when he hired Flynn's dumbass.
Yes. Well, the
Go-
prelude should
any
be
given
the
day
title
of his
of the book.
administration, he should have been impeached on.
Yeah.
Pick a day, any fucking
We tried
day.
that. We had a bunch of traitorous senators on the
Yes.
Republican Party
And it
that
still stands
refused
to this
to
minute.
show their courage and cowered down to this man. That's exactly what
Yes.
happened.
And that's why we need to support Two for Blue.
Two
so
for
we
Blue,
can flip
baby.
the Senate
Thank you.
and shit like that don't happen
That's
again.
right. There you go. Because we do.
We
got-
can get laws changed.
Yes, there's more. Even if we lost in Kentucky and Mitch stays in there, if we take the Senate, we kick his ass back out into the crowd. Get out of here, asshole. And let's
See,
Yeah.
Biden cannot bring Iraq or bring things up like that with Trump in a debate because Biden voted for Iraq, and Trump was thrown back.
Yeah, now
Biden's
Biden has
face.
said that he thinks that was a mistake, which anybody who voted for the Iraq war, that's the only admissible answer possible. It was the wrong vote because I distinctly, my sons were born under that shit. Watching every day the bullshit that was coming out about the weapons of mass destruction, the bullshit, the other crap that was coming out prior to bombing Iraq. We stumbled in there because George W. Bush was an idiot and thought he could just go in there and kick Saddam's ass like his daddy failed to do, and he'd be the big hero in his daddy's eyes. And everybody that had a half a brain in their cranium knew that when they went into Iraq and continued, that this was going to turn into a shit show for a generation to come. And guess what?
Another Vietnam.
It is indeed. There's nothing to win there. It's like Afghanistan. There's nothing to win there. We made a deal with the Taliban. What happened? They turned around and made another strike on our ass. It's not a monolithic country. It's not a monolithic society. They have a boss over there, a boss over there. They're not all going to make a deal on the same day. How long are we going to send men to die for shit that they don't know why they're dying? Anyway, there's a lot of headlines, baby, and none of them look good.
I'm getting
Yeah.
None of them look good.
Travis, have you got echo?
Just slightly. Sorry,
Because
I would have told
I've
you. I'm
got
just trying to
everything
fix something
to-
here.
When your dad was talking, I turned everything on my mic down. I muted myself, and my light still lit up.
Oh, weird.
So, Yeah, it's not coming from my end for some reason. It may be coming out of my computer as a signal bleep for some stupid reason. This is a new microphone. It's freaking supposed to be an English one, but it's made in China, and the labels are all upside down and mislabeled. Don't buy from friggin' eBay. And nothing works on it, but my light's coming on. It's showing I'm giving feedback to you guys, but I don't think I am.
I don't know. It's weird, but since we're about to end the show anyway, we'll try to figure that out once we're all up in the blue
I can
room.
hear
But...
I can hear Bill Jones's heavy breathing. Are you home, Bill?
You're all right, Bill?
I'm doing fine, buddy.
Good.
I was chasing my dog.
Yeah. What kind of dog you got, by the way, Bill?
I have two of them. I have a beagle and I have a retriever.
Outstanding.
Oh, man.
Outstanding. I'm a big dog guy.
I wish I was a rich man. I'd have about 100 of them.
I would.
You get a beagle retriever.
Yeah. When I first moved out here, we had 14 dogs. People thought I'm not.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
I loved it. I loved it. They just come in this pile. Everybody sitting down watching TV. Shit.
Yeah.
We loved it.
If you like me, I like dogs more than I like most people, so that's a good thing.
That's me. I haven't found an animal I hate. You know, there's people I really hate.
Me
Not
too,
even
buddy.
one of them.
Well, I grew up on a farm, so animals are kind of my best friends.
There you go.
Yeah, animals are better than some people.
Yes. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Better than a lot of people. Anyway.
Don,
Yes.
I seen something the other day that was for free, and if I'd had the money and the trailer, I would have picked it up and brought it down to you. A free miniature donkey.
Oh, are you shitting me? You should get one. You should get one and take it to your house. Not that I wouldn't take it, but I would. I'm telling you, donkeys they're just so loving and emotional. They can get upset with you if you don't, toe the line. Daddy had trouble this morning. Travis was out there with me when I put Jenny out in the front yard. She wants to play for a while. I played with her for a little bit, but now I got to go to town. So I got to go, and she will definitely try to nip at me saying, "No, Daddy, I don't want you to go. Stay." And so, it's I don't know. It's, whether it be dogs, cats, I have so many cats out there that it's
This
not.
little thing was only 3 foot at the shoulder.
Oh man, see, it just. Yeah, if you have an opportunity to get one, I highly recommend it. Diana Mallory just donated $10 through Super Chat and said, "When Democrats vote, we win. Vote and vote blue all the way down the ballot." Cuff Donnie. Some kind of code there. I think it means Cuff Donnie.
Fuck Trump.
No, it said Donnie. I can read the Donnie part.
Fuck Donnie Trump.
I think fuck Trump. Fuck Donnie. I don't. KCUF. What is? See, a woman's got a thing with language.
KCUF.
I'm not sure. I think it's Celtic. I think is what that KCUF. It means something.
We're gonna have to figure out that
we'll
code.
Have to figure it out. In the meantime, fuck Donnie. So saith Diana Mallory. Thank you very much, darling. We appreciate it. Every donation we get is it's wholeheartedly appreciated, and it is. It's what keeps us going. This is my job. I don't have another one anymore. I gave up on working for a living 3 years ago when I opened my mouth, and this is what I do. So I appreciate it. At least when it gets hot, I can turn on the air conditioning in here. But anyway, we want to thank all of those, the names that you see going by. Those are the ones of the Patreon members that support us on a monthly basis. We appreciate it so much. And those names at the bottom are special people that have made big differences in our lives and in our show, and have made this thing be able to progress the way it does. I am not the only voice out here. Randy Kervin, who was in our audience earlier, I don't know if he's still there, but Randy Kervin does a rant every day. He gives his opinion. Andy Paguda, Tim Cormall, Bob Kincaid, which I'm supposed to be on the front porch tomorrow with the Bob Kincaid, so it's starting early, so I might be on there tomorrow afternoon after I do my rant. And Leo Sahaki and others that use their voice. John Heron, Joe Sherwood, Velda Snyder. These are people that are giving you their opinion, and you should listen to them. They're working for the same thing that this family is working for, baby. So if you get a chance, give them a view, give them support, and progress this whole thing forward. Remember, let's go one more time, 2 for Blue, before we sign off. Let's throw that up on there. so we can remember to support Sarah Gideon up in Maine, running against Susan Collins. And 2 for Blue, baby. If you can afford more than $2, hey, if you can afford $20.20, it sends a message, baby. So if that's in your budget, do so. But 2 for Blue or just a letter. You have her address right there, post office box.
Post office box 812 South Freeport, Maine 04078. And if you want to catch up on what she's doing and where she's at and all that other good stuff, you can follow her on Twitter at Sarah Gideon. I was about to say .com, but no, it's at Sarah Gideon on Twitter.
Yeah, and sarahgideon.com on the internet. You can go right there to donate.
Yes.
And tell them you heard it on the
Go Sarah.
Family. Yeah, go Sarah, baby.
Get rid of
We got to
Get rid of Collins.
That's it. Yeah, get rid of Collins. Donnie,
please.
Donnie learned one thing. You were gullible. That's what he learned, Susan. But, anyway, old Bat Two Cats donated $10 through Super Chat and said, "We love dogs, but cats rule. Bats are pretty neat too. So saith old Bat Two Cats."
That's an argument me and Rose have on a daily basis.
What, dogs and cats?
Dogs versus cats. But I mean, we love both of them, of course. But you know, she's more of a cat person. I'm more of a dog person.
I'm more of a dog person. But you get me outside of the front porch, oh man, I just love to sit down in the middle. I got like 5, 6 cats come rubbing up against me.
It's not about one being terrible.
I just
you know, just one.
Well, you know, cats are sophisticated.
We got 2 cats and 1 dog.
Well, cats are very sophisticated, and they each have their own personality. So.
Yes.
Oh, each one of them does. Every one of them does.
And dogs
and
work in the military and the police force.
Is currently attempting to grow catnip. And he's got catnip growing because he wants to grow his own catnip and stuff a little thing in there.
I did not know they produced.
He showed me that video. I was amazed. Really? That's what it looks like? If that was sitting out in my, it looks like pot. If from a distance, when it matures, it forms these little buds and flowers, just like you dry them out, just like marijuana, I guess. And
I tell you what,
it looks damn near close to it.
The cats, to the cats, that is marijuana.
Yeah, that's
go nuts.
They showed this video of he stuffed some of this stuff. It was fresh stuff. He puts it in there and sews it up in a little toy, and then puts it on the ground. And oh my God, the cat was just having a grand time with it, just rubbing it and just loving it. And yeah, so we're gonna try that. We're gonna try to grow a little catnip for the cats. So
that's a piece of cake.
Huh?
They're gonna love you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna love us. They love me anyway. They all have names, but they all have one name. Ida babies. They're all Ida babies. When I go outside, the Ida babies. I call them all.
Well, I have pots down at my brother's place, and I grew some in there. Now the honeybees love them when they're in bloom, but boy, then they go to seed. But like I said, my sister-in-law had a cat, and it was funny. She had 2 cats. The one didn't like it, and the other one couldn't get enough of it. She'd roll around and everything.
Baby Blue has now grown into almost a damn full-size cat. Chip is our new kitten out on the front porch. We call him that because he's black and he's got 2 little white cheeks. If you look at him straight on, it looks like a chipmunk. So Mama called him Chip. He's doing fine out there along with everybody else. We feed between anywhere from 11 to 18 cats. Depending, very seldom do we get up to 18, but that's our high note. Normally, somewhere around 13 or 14.
One last thing before we go, because I know we're going to be going soon. I just wanted to let you know that it's not only Spanky's Space Cadet's birthday today. It's Dominic's 10th birthday too.
Is it Dominic's birthday? Well, we got to do 2. Let's get after it because we got 2. Wait.
We could just sing happy birthday for both of them.
Okay.
And so this goes out to Dominic and Spanky.
Dominic and Spanky Bone Spurs. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Spanky and Dominic. There we go. Awesome. Happy birthday to you.
So say it. Happy birthday to both of you. I hope you had a stupendous day. You're welcome, Dominic. Buddy, I want you to know we're all proud of you for the spelling bee and all the help you give your grandma around the house, buddy, and the inspiration that you provide for her. This whole family loves you, buddy, and we're thinking about you.
I'm gonna help Martin make a lemon meringue pie.
Lemon. Now you're talking my language, buddy. Now you're talking my language. Bernadette, you're doing a fine job, baby.
Yeah, we will.
There,
You guys are gonna.
put a picture of it up there so we can all see it. I seen her blackberry pie the other day. It was beautiful. Made me hungry.
It was good.
One time,
Yeah.
what, Dominic? Oh, we lost
He
him.
muted.
We lost him. Bernadette. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we better get
Yeah,
ready.
I ain't trying to get you in trouble. So I told him you can talk in Discord later. He can't talk.
You're doing a fine job, Bernadette, baby. I'm telling you, we're proud of you. And we're proud of him.
Thank you.
Anyway.
He's a good boy.
He is.
Hey,
He
John.
is. Yes, sir.
John, now you can do this probably Tuesday, but my birthday's on Monday, the 16th.
Well, just wait a minute.
We'll mark that down and do it.
Let me see. Today is Thursday.
Today's Thursday.
Friday. Saturday.
We can do it
Sunday.
No. This is Sunday. This is Monday.
Okay.
This is Tuesday. County.
We can do it on Tuesday.
You know what I did?
Button.
Every day I write on a page in this book. Every time I have a show, I write. There's a whole page written on my notes. So all I have to do is go, well, this is Saturday, this is Sunday. Okay, this is the day, the page I'm going to have open for Tuesday. So and I write my little note there, so when I turn the page, I can remember. Pretty damn smart.
Yeah.
Anyway, it works for me, or I'd forget every damn thing. I want to thank all of you all for coming by, all of our guests here, Bernadette, Bill Jones, Eva Adams, which I can't believe, baby, you're still up over there. I know it's very late.
I'm just being a zombie. I'm on my way to sleep. I just don't have to work tomorrow, so I'm
well, just please
say goodnight.
Take care of yourself, and we hope the best for your family and friends over there, that everything comes out fine. And
thank you.
Come back. John F. Fly, thank you very much for being here. Space Cadet Spanky Bone Spurs. Buddy, we are so glad you made it in here. We've seen you for a long time, so we're just glad you made it on.
Please come back. Yeah. Seriously.
Thanks, John.
Come back all the time, buddy. We'll be here. And our own Bill DeLee, our moderator, along with Bernadette. We appreciate y'all so much.
And Aussie Dave, which I guess he
Aussie Dave.
Oh, he must have left
bailed.
or something?
He bailed on us. You know how the guy is.
Yeah.
That's him.
So, anyway, we better go because we are 45 minutes past the 30-minute mark. So.
All right. Anyway, thank you for our YouTube family, our Facebook family. We appreciate, and our Periscope family. We appreciate y'all so much. Luke, Lindsay, I hope y'all have a great weekend coming up. Y'all take care, and we'll see y'all later. Bye now.